Have you ever noticed something strange? Your baby is smiling, playing happily on the floor. Everything seems perfectly fine. Then, you stand up. You walk toward the door. And before you've even left the room, they suddenly burst into tears. Seconds later, you come back, and almost instantly, they're calm again. It can feel confusing. You might wonder, why does my baby cry the moment I leave? Do they think I've abandoned them? Am I making them too dependent on me? But what if none of those explanations are actually true? What if your baby's brain simply experiences your absence in a completely different way than yours does? Because hidden behind these tears is an incredible story about how babies slowly learn that people still exist even when they can't be seen. How one of the strongest emotional bonds in human life begins to form.
And why this stage is actually a remarkable sign that your baby's brain is growing exactly as it should. By the end of this documentary, you'll understand why your baby cries when you leave, why they calm down when you return, and why this behavior is one of the healthiest milestones of early childhood.
Imagine this for a moment. You're too young to understand words, too young to understand time, and too young to know that someone can leave and still come back. All you know is that one person makes you feel safe. Then, without warning, they disappear. The room is still the same. Your toys haven't moved. The light hasn't changed. But the most important person in your world is suddenly gone. To an adult, that feels temporary. To a young baby, it can feel like their entire world has changed.
Adults understand that when someone walks into another room, they still exist. We know they'll probably be back in a few moments, but a young baby's brain hasn't learned that yet. Their understanding of the world is still being built.
This is where one of the most fascinating milestones of early childhood begins. Psychologists call it object permanence. It's the ability to understand that people and objects continue to exist even when they can no longer be seen. But babies aren't born with this understanding. They slowly build it over time. This is also why simple games like peekaboo are much more important than they seem. To adults, it's just a game. But to a baby's developing brain, it's one of the first lessons that disappearing doesn't mean gone forever.
To your baby, you're much more than the person who feeds them. You're the voice they've heard countless times, the face they've learned to recognize, the arms that make them feel protected. Without realizing it, you become their safest place in the world.
Developmental psychologists often describe this relationship as a secure base. When you're nearby, your baby feels confident enough to explore. They may look at a toy, watch the room around them, or smile at new faces, because deep down, they know you're close. Have you ever noticed your baby looking back at you while they're playing? That isn't random. They're checking that their safe place is still there. Just seeing you nearby can be enough to help them feel calm.
But the moment you leave the room, everything changes. Their safe place disappears from sight. Before they understand that you'll come back, your absence can feel sudden, unexpected, and frightening.
Those tears aren't a sign that your baby is being difficult. They're one of the oldest survival signals humans have. Crying brings the caregiver back. Long before babies could speak,
Their tears became the fastest way to reconnect with the person who keeps them safe.
As your baby's brain continues to grow, something remarkable begins to happen. They become much better at recognizing familiar faces, remembering daily routines, and forming stronger emotional connections. Ironically, this is often when separation becomes even harder.
Many parents are surprised when an older baby suddenly becomes more clingy than before. But this isn't a step backward. It's often a sign of healthy brain development. Your baby now understands who you are. They simply haven't fully learned that you'll always come back.
Psychologists call this stage separation anxiety. Despite its name, it isn't something to fear. It's a normal part of growing up. In fact, it shows that your baby has formed a strong emotional bond with the people they trust most.
The stronger the attachment, the stronger the reaction can sometimes be. Your baby's tears aren't proof that something is wrong. They're proof that someone has become deeply important in their world. As the months go by, your baby's brain slowly becomes more confident. Little by little, they begin learning that goodbyes are temporary, that people can leave and still return. Every small reunion teaches that lesson again.
Every time you leave, and every time you come back, your baby learns something new. They begin discovering that separation isn't permanent, that even when they can't see you, your love hasn't disappeared. These small moments slowly build something incredibly important: trust. Not the kind that's spoken with words, but the kind that's built through hundreds of everyday reunions. Each return teaches your baby that the world is becoming a more predictable place. As your baby's brain continues to mature, their confidence begins to grow. The tears become shorter, the goodbyes become easier, and little by little, they discover that distance doesn't mean losing the people they love.
When your baby cries as you leave, they aren't trying to control you. They aren't trying to make life difficult. If they could explain what they're feeling, it might simply sound like this: "You're my safe place, and I don't know when you'll come back."
So the next time your baby cries as you walk toward the door, remember, those tears aren't a sign that you're doing something wrong. They're a sign of love, trust, and a young brain that's still learning how the world works. One day, your baby will wave goodbye with a smile. But every reunion you share today is quietly helping build the confidence they'll carry for the rest of their life. If you enjoyed discovering the hidden psychology behind your baby's behavior, you'll also enjoy our documentaries about why babies sleep better on your chest and why babies wake the moment you put them down. Subscribe to Inside Childhood for more documentaries exploring the fascinating science of your baby's developing mind.